Welcome to today's version of Curated Insights on LinkedIn Live. I'm Seth Deckman, owner and founder and president of the Keynote Curators, where our clients have been trusting us for nearly 20 years to bring in their keynote speakers for conferences, events, and all sorts of programs. Today, I want to talk to you about the pre-event call and critical conversations. So you've booked your speaker, you're approaching the event date, and you want to get on a call with your management team or your production team or both, your content team, your communications team, and the speaker. This is paramount. This makes sure that you can direct and dial in your speaker exactly where you want the comments and the crux and the core of their presentation to go. So, everybody wants to get on this call, meaning production, meaning communications team, executives, meeting planners. The first thing is try to limit the amount of people on the call. You can't get a lot accomplished in 30, maybe 45 minutes, which would be a long call. I recommend 30 minutes to really provide the speaker exactly what they need to have the right information to tailor the conversation. So you want to schedule it close enough to the event's date where things are fresh. You also want to include the key people for the messaging and content part. So anything that can be handled offline, as far as AV goes, timings of sound checks, whether it's 16:9 or 4:3 resolution, or for their videos or their images for their presentation, or anything that can be handled outside of the pre-event call. Do that so that you can optimize the time on the call. So you're on the call and the key stakeholders are on it to talk about messaging and to, really dial in the speaker. Also, have some type of brief prepared beforehand. General stuff, the mood of the industry, any initiatives that are going on with the organization. What's the mood of the company? Are you going through a lot of changes? Are you ending a lot of changes? Has there been management shifts? Is there a merger and an acquisition? Is there a rebranding going on? Are there new product lines? Any current information that you can inform the speaker so that they can then actually inhabit that information, that's critical for this pre-event call. That's why we're calling it a critical conversation. That brief provides context from the get-go. What often happens on these calls is after the introductions, which can take an eternity, people want to talk and talk and talk. And the ironic thing is that the speaker can't get a word in edgewise. They're hired to speak, but they can't talk. Obviously, they want to listen on this call, but they need to talk in the form of questions. They need to drill into what exactly you want covered or what a certain idea or concept or theme or topic means to you. You might have collaboration, you might have business growth, you might have teamwork, but take it from the general. You have the speaker on the call and drill in anecdotes, examples, things that aren't working. Not that they're going to use that as an example, but it will inform them, and it can also provide a way of what it would look like if things were working. So you also want to talk about how that message then can continue after the presentation. So you've got your pre-event call, you've got the day of the presentation, and then what type of follow-up? What have you requested of the speaker, or what has the speaker agreed to do? For example, they might provide a PDF that they've prepared for the organization that can be distributed via email. There might be a follow-up social media post. So these things are really important. I've heard that clients spend a lot of time telling them on these kind of calls who's going to follow them, who's introducing them, um, when the sound check is, what social hashtags there are. All those things can be handled offline. It doesn't mean that they can't be addressed, but I wouldn't spend the lion's share of the time on those types of things. What's the name of the room? How long does it take to get from your, tower or your hotel room to the event? Will somebody meet them? Those things can be covered, but in a very quick manner. You really want to dial into the topic at hand, how they can tailor it so that your attendees can take away something immediately that's going to have a lasting impact that can really forward the business, whether it's sales, marketing, branding, HR, leadership, um, work from home, whatever is the focus, is that the speaker is informed on these pre-event calls, these critical conversations, to be able to partner with you in forwarding the conversation. So those are my thoughts on the pre-event call today. I think that if you follow those, you're going to find that your calls are going to be more productive. One last thing I thought of is I often have my speakers request names of people to interview. So there might be an opportunity for them to speak to two or three people, that one that's having great success, one that's in the middle of some type of process to improve, and one that's established they're struggling and they want to expand their capacity in a certain way. Couple of interviews, they don't have to be intrusive. It can be done over email. Often they're done over phone or Zoom, 10 minutes. That will also give a lot more texture and a lot more depth to the speaker's comments in their presentation. So with that said, this is what I do. This is the process that I do with my clients who've entrusted me, whether they're Fortune 100, Fortune 500, important educational institutions, well-known trade associations. This is the process that's important. I'm often on the calls. And the reason why I like to do that is because I like to hear the questions that my clients are asking, and that the story that they're telling to the speaker, because it helps me understand them on a deeper level. So I'm lurking in, and I might have to intervene here and there on a question, whether it's a book signing or something that could be handled offline to optimize the time on the call. So with that said, I thank you all for joining us. Feel free to reach out at any time. You can direct message me here on LinkedIn. Our website is the keynotecurators.com, and you can email me there, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. And I want to hear how your critical conversations are going for the speakers that you've hired. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of the day.